Today I wanted to talk to you about something that I am actually working on myself, and it's something that I decided to look more into because I believe it's very important, and that is waking up early. I really believe that we need to wake up earlier as homemakers, as mothers, as women in general, because it's going to be so beneficial for our home and our family. And today I wanted to share with you 4 reasons why I believe it is actually important to wake up early, and also give you some tips on how to actually get started. So without further ado, let's dive into it. Hey, and welcome to my channel. Now, for those that don't know me yet, my name is Stephanie and I'm a mom to 3 beautiful kids that we homeschool. And on this channel, I love to talk about homemaking, motherhood, and biblical womanhood in general and everything that it entails. And that is why I wanted to talk about this, because I do believe that it is very important as a mother and as a homemaker to have certain routines and schedules into our day. And one of the things that is really going to help you is waking up early. So that is what I wanted to share with you. So before we start, I wanted to share a Bible verse with you, because in the Bible, it basically says that we need to wake up early. Because in Proverbs 31 verse 15, it says, "She also rises up while it is yet night and provides food for her family and a portion for her maidservants." So that verse basically says that we need to wake up early. And there are so many benefits to waking up early, and I wanted to mention 4 of them with you. But I do want to have a little bit of a disclaimer here at the beginning, and that is, 1, I don't do this perfectly. Like I said at the beginning, I am still trying to work on this, and I do know how important it is to wake up, but some days it just doesn't happen. And that is okay. We don't have to be perfect. And another thing I wanted to say is, if you are in a newborn stage, or if you have very young children and you need to get all the sleep that you can get, please don't think that you have to wake up at 4 a.m. every day. It's not necessary to be a good homemaker and to be a good mother. And that actually goes for everything. If you don't wake up early, it doesn't mean you're a bad mother. It doesn't mean you're a bad homemaker. It just means that you can improve in certain areas, but it doesn't equal being a bad mother. So please don't let that come into your thought. Yes, you can improve maybe, but it doesn't mean you're doing a bad job right now, okay? Okay, so now that we have that out of the way, let's talk about the 4 ways that I believe it's going to be so beneficial for you and your family. And the first one is that you can beat the chaos of the day and you can be prepared before all the things are going to demand a lot of things from you. And that is your home and your children and your husband maybe. But before the chaos starts, you can actually be ready. You can calm down and you can say, okay, I'm ready for the day. I'm going to spend my time with God. I'm going to do the things that I want to do in order to be able to get this day going. And that is one of the things that really is one of the main reasons for me, to be honest. Now, let me paint a picture of what this actually looks like in our home if I don't wake up early. It is 7 o'clock. Mommy is still in bed, and the children wake up. And what the children will do, they are excited, there's a new day, and they have energy right away, right? So they wake up, they come into my bedroom, and they say, Mom, I'm so excited. Or, Mom, where's my jeans? And the thing that I'm not proud of this, but what I do is, please, get out of my room, be quiet, Mommy's not ready yet. And again, I'm not proud of it, but that is usually my first reaction, because if they wake me up, I kind of am like, what happens? Where am I? What are you doing here? And that is not what I want. I want to be able to greet my children. I want to be able to be present for them when they come into my room. So I want to make sure that I'm ready before the chaos of the day starts. And that is one of the main reasons for me to wake up. Now, another really big reason for me to wake up early is that I have more time to spend with God. Because we can spend time with God all day, every day, and I really believe that you should, and I talk about that all the time on my channel. But there's also something about just having that quiet time in the morning and being able to really spend it with Him in quiet. Everybody is still asleep and it's just you and Him together in that chair. And that is something that is just so beneficial for your relationship with God, because you can really listen to what He says. And when we only read the Bible in front of our children, then it's really tough to hear Him, because we also hear the children and we can hear the laundry going, or we can hear the dishwasher or whatever you hear on the background. But when you are in your quiet space, in your quiet time, and it's just you and Him, it's so much easier to hear Him. And that is just one of the main reasons that I really love waking up early, because I really do value having that time with Him set aside every single day to make sure that I actually have time for him. Now, the third reason why I really love to wake up early is that you are able to prepare the home for the day. And what I really love, and what I actually learned my husband really loves as well, is when I go downstairs, before we all go downstairs, I walk downstairs and I make sure that the kitchen is empty. So I have all the dishes from last night that were drying on the rack. I put them back into the cupboards. I make sure the table is set. I open the windows, you know, all those little things. If I did that before my husband comes downstairs and before the children come downstairs, it gives such a peaceful and restful atmosphere for them to walk into. Because when we walk downstairs and we have all the windows closed still and the kitchen is still full with clean dishes and everything is not done yet, that just gives such an unrest into our soul. And I really want my husband to come downstairs and to really walk into a calm and peaceful area and atmosphere, and for him to be able to go out of the house and to his job feeling restful and peaceful. So that is one of the tasks that I have as a woman, to create that peaceful atmosphere in the home. And one of the things that is so easy to do, because honestly, it literally takes just 5 minutes. If I do that every single day, it gives him such a better start of his day to make sure that he actually walks out of the house in peace. And the last thing that I really love about waking up early is not only get the house ready, but also get myself ready, because it is important to be ready and to be dressed for the job. And my job is to be a mom and to be a homemaker. So I need to be dressed for that. That is what I do before the children wake up. So I usually wake up, I get dressed, I do my hair and makeup, and then I have my quiet time. And from there, I go downstairs and make sure that everything downstairs is ready. And I've talked about this before on my channel, but I really think that it's important for you as a woman, or as a wife in this case, to make sure that you are ready for your husband, because he deserves the very best that you can give. So why not make sure that you put that extra effort in before he leaves the home instead of doing it when he leaves? Okay, so those were the 4 reasons that I actually love to wake up early, and that I believe it is important to wake up early. But how do we actually get there? Let's talk about that as well, because it can be really hard to go from waking up at 8 or 9 every single morning and then going to 5. That is not going to work, and you will burn yourself out. Trust me. But there are ways in which you can do this. Now, the first thing that you need to decide is you actually want to do this. You actually want to wake up early, because if you don't want to, then you're not going to be motivated, and then it's going to be really hard. So make sure that you study God's word, that you talk with him, that you really make the decision with God to say, I'm going to wake up early because I want to spend time with you. I want to be able to get my home and my family and myself ready for the day. So I'm going to decide today that I'm going to do this. Because if you don't make that conscious decision, it is going to be really hard for you to stick to the plan. So make the decision today. And if you are not sure if you should do this, then like I said, spend more time with God and talk to him about it and really make the decision with him. And then when you've made the decision, it is important to start working towards the time that you want to wake up. And waking up early doesn't mean that you have to wake up at 4 a.m. every single day. You decide, again, what time you want to wake up. So if your children wake up at 7, for you it might be enough to wake up at 6:30 and say, okay, I want to get put together. I can do that in 5 minutes because I have a very easy makeup routine, for example. I'm going to get ready and then I'm going to read my Bible for half an hour. If that is what you want to do, or that is what you want to start with, then work towards that. If your children wake up at 6, like mine, then 6:30 is not going to cut it. So you need to really look at your own family. When do you want to wake up, and is that realistic in your season? For us, that meant that we really wanted to wake up at 5 a.m. And again, we are working towards that still, because we did that for a long period of time. But we kind of, through illnesses and not feeling well and the winter blues, we kind of lost track, and we got back into the habit of waking up later. So we are working on it as well. So that, like I said, that is the reason why I'm making this video. We really want to get back to 5 a.m. But you have to decide if you want to do that tomorrow or if you want to work towards it. Because some people work better if you do 5 minutes every day, if you move the time 5 minutes every day. Now, for us, it really works better to just set a time and to wake up at that time. And we do that in a little bigger intervals, because we don't really like to have 5 minutes every single time. So what we usually do, now we had it set to 6, so now we're going to go to 5:30. So we put it half an hour earlier. But if you like to work with 5 minutes, then go with 5 minutes. Whatever works best for you, do that. Because if you cannot stick to the schedule, it's not going to work. So make sure that what you do is going to work for you. And that is the same with snoozing versus putting the alarm clock across the room. For us, I really hate having the alarm clock across the room and me having to get out of bed and waking up by the alarm clock and then having to rush out of bed, and my adrenaline or my heart rate literally flies through the roof as soon as that alarm clock goes off. That is not for me. When I wake up and the alarm clock goes off and I have to rush out of bed and I have to turn it off, then my heartbeat will be crazy fast. I start sweating, I get really hot, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. That is how I wake up, and that is not what I want. That is not how I want to wake up. So for us, it works a lot better, even though a lot of people tell you not to do this. For us, it does really work better to have it on snooze. I turn it off. I know, okay, in 5 minutes, I have to get out of bed. It really helps me to work towards waking up. My husband, on the other hand, he doesn't really care when the alarm clock goes off. He gets out of bed and he starts brushing his teeth. For me, I need 10 minutes to wake up. So do what works for you. Make sure that it's actually working for your family, and then go from there. And the last thing that is extremely important to have in place to wake up early is having a routine, because I actually had a period of time where I did not follow my routine, and I woke up, I grabbed my phone, I would scroll through social media or read my emails or respond to messages, and then an hour went by and I would feel exhausted. I would sit on the couch, feel exhausted, in my pajamas still usually, and I would think, why did I not stay in bed for an hour longer? Because I'm still exhausted. I needed that sleep. Why did I sit here and waste my time on social media? Because that is what you're doing. You're wasting time on social media. So if you actually feel like I want to wake up early, make sure that you have something in place to make it easier for yourself. So have a routine. For me, that means when I get out of bed, I brush my teeth, I get dressed, and I do my makeup. I feel ready for the day. Then I go downstairs, I start reading my Bible, I do my journal, and I do all the things that I do in the morning. And then I start getting the house ready for the day. So if I don't do that, then I honestly will feel just useless. And to be honest, you have been useless for an hour or an hour and a half, because if you just scroll social media, that is not going to do any good for you. So make sure that what you do in the morning is worth it to wake up for. So if I wake up and I feel like, okay, I really don't want to get out of bed, but I have an appointment with the Most High God, so I better get out of bed because I have a date with my God. So I need to get out of bed. That motivates me so much more than getting out of bed and thinking, okay, I'm just gonna scroll social media and I'm just gonna do whatever. That does not motivate me at all. And that will actually keep me in bed for a lot longer than having a certain routine in place. So those are the 4 things that I would recommend doing if you want to wake up early. And again, make sure that it is really clear for yourself. Why do you want to do this, and what are you going to do when you wake up? So I really hope that that was helpful, that it's going to motivate you to wake up earlier, and don't push it forward too long. Don't say, I'm going to do that next month. Try to do it as fast as you can, because it really does make a lot of difference, and it's going to bless your home and your family so much. And let me know down below what time you actually wake up right now, and if you want to wake up earlier. And with that being said, I wanted to thank you so much for being here, and I would love to see you in my next video.